Old soldier meets young soldier in the gap. Wait, let's watch
Deployed
this.
in Iraq in 2006. We then deployed to Kosovo. From there, we then deployed to Afghanistan.
Well, you've been through quite a lot, son, haven't you?
LADbible.
Hello, young man.
Where's the
How are
fucking
you?
gap? It's the fucking gap,
Ben,
right?
you okay?
Not so bad. Yourself?
On the spot.
On the spot.
There's a stack of them here, isn't there? Right?
All right.
Which war did you fight in?
Second World War. My flotilla was the third flotilla, and there was 12 of us. And we took part in the North African campaign, and then we went on to the invasion of Sicily.
How long were you away?
Bro, what is this guy powered by? Can someone tell me what the fuck? What are they putting in his oatmeal, dude? Me man has been in the fucking Second World War. He's still alive very much. He's better than Joe Biden, dude. What the fuck? He's more coherent than Joe Biden. How is that possible? He took it on the fucking chinny, bruv. This fucking guy, this boyo, he took it on the fucking chinny, bruv. Stop making fun on him. What the fuck? I'm not.
Campaign, and then we went on to the invasion of Sicily.
How long were you away for?
2 years. In them days, with a different war, you had to go where you were sent, and some lads went to North Africa and went right through and never got home till way after D-Day. The other wars that followed this, it's an entirely different war than what ours was.
I think it goes through generations, doesn't it? It goes from one war to another.
It's frightening to see what happens to these modern wars. You're fighting an enemy you do not know where he is for a start. Like in our war, as long as you were going forward, you were going the right way. But you get in Afghanistan and that, he can come up behind you and you don't know he's there. And from my way of thinking, I wouldn't like to have fought in that war, I'll be honest with you.
See, that's where I think the two change, because I wouldn't like to fight in your war. Because in my eyes, being on a ship...
It's probably safer on a ship, so I can't swim, so...
You can't swim? I thought you were a sailor.
And they never taught me, but where would you swim to? If you're a long way from home, don't matter whether you could swim or not.
After training, I got to battalion, and then we deployed to Belize. Yeah. We went for 6 weeks
This guy's fucking awesome, dude. That's so good.
in the jungle, training. Yeah. And that was pre-training for Iraq. We deployed in Iraq in 2006. Yeah, 2006. That was a 6-month tour, turned into a 7-month tour. And we were deployed to Saddam's palace in Basra South, where we patrolled and did strike ops. After there, we come back. I went on to do my promotion. We then deployed to Kosovo. That was peacekeeping. And then from there, we then deployed to Afghanistan.
Thank you, USA. You are my best friend.
So completely different operations altogether, from armoured to foot.
Well, you've been through quite a lot, son, haven't you? What are your feelings towards the enemy now in comparison to at the time? That's a good one, that.
At the time, I didn't. It's weird because I'm going to probably stand out here. I didn't have any hate for them. I believed that we were fighting in someone else's country and they were defending it in a way. But I think that's one of the other reasons why I left, because I didn't believe in it in the end.
Fucking based vet, dude. Okay.
I think I fought that hard, and I was fighting an enemy so much that I was equal to them. If someone can get a number of men in front of me and fight me and my men to the extreme that they were fighting us, then hats off.
I feel like British soldiers have a more negative view of their time in service than Americans do, for a multitude of reasons, one of which, of course, being that 9/11 didn't happen to them. The other reason being that they are not susceptible to the same kind of jingoism and American exceptionalism. It's probably seen more so as like a job, and it is a job. But in America, it's seen as like, you're gonna get clip chimped. Wait, what? Why? What the fuck are you? What are you clipping and shipping, dude? God, you guys fucking suck, man. Like every single time I say 911 or 911, you guys are just like Pepe la, 911, 911. He said 911.
What about yourself?
Well, we fought the Germans to win the war. That's what was bred into you. And it took me until about 1970 before I could really, see me way clear. I have nothing against them now. It took me all that time to realize they were the same as us doing what they had to do.
Have you ever fired a weapon?
Yes, on the landing craft I was an anti-aircraft gunner. We had 6 Oerlikons and a 12-pounder on her. So I fired that many times through the war. It's a different thing. It's not like firing a rifle. No, like a soldier has to rely on a rifle, doesn't he? Yeah. Like I have to rely on me anti-aircraft gun. Whenever you're in imminent danger, you're called to action stations. And if the planes come at you, then you have to fight back. And on the Oerlikon, you had a shield, which you look through the gap, so to speak. It always gave you that feeling that he couldn't hit you, which was a silly way of thinking, but it gave you a bit of feeling of comfort, if you know what I mean.
See, with us, we were just rifles. Rifles, and we had GPMGs, which was 7.62 belt fed, which that most of them...
Well, you'd be lost without your rifle or your gun, wouldn't you, on the deck?
Afghan had a section, so I had a section of 8 lads, and very, very good lads as well. We would get in 360 ambushes, so we'd get hit by an IED, so you'd have someone from the front, right, left, they're coming from the top of the compound, and they basically just spraying you with rapid fire with 7.62. Once you got into the firefight, you could never tell what was going to happen, but you always knew it was going to be like a well-oiled machine, the way your SOPs kick into place, the way your lads they just knew, because of the amount of training you did, we knew exactly what we were doing.
How do you think soldiers are viewed in society?
It all depends how the media portrays us. I remember going back when we come back from Iraq, we landed in Teesside, and we had groups of people that weren't happy that we were there, and they were British people, because the media portrayed us as killers, as murderers. Flipping the coin, when we come back from Afghan, we were portrayed as heroes, so the whole country rejoiced to go, save our heroes. Obviously, your generation, you were...
Well, I
heroes.
think the war had lasted so long with that they were glad to see the people back home. Yeah. And I think most soldiers and sailors, any serviceman, was looked upon, they say thank you to them for getting their freedom in one way. Yeah. They were glad to see the war over. I can understand the difference now. It's a different generation, and but
it's a different war, isn't it?
Well,
bro, he has like this kind of perspective on his war, which is so different than the wars that we now experience on a daily basis, that like I almost feel like correcting him to be like, no, come on, old man. Come on, old man. It's okay to kill Nazis. What the fuck? Whereas, my man said the invisible war. Yes, I mean the invisible war. Of course, I'm talking about the invisible war we're fighting right now against Venezuela. Venezuela, they got the drugs. Venezuela, they have the drugs. We gotta fight them, folks. It's an invisible war. China. It's China and Venezuela and Iran. The invisible enemy. They're everywhere. They're sneezing, they're coughing. Anyway, no, I meant like Afghanistan and Iraq.
You don't love.
Anyway, that's what, not all German soldiers were Nazis. Well, what I'm talking about in this circumstance, what I'm talking about is Afghanistan versus a world war that directly threatened the well-being of British people. Like, their welfare was directly threatened by the actions of the German Nazi party. Whereas now, the fuck is a fucking Iraqi ISIS member gonna do to America, bro? What is he gonna do? Throw his fucking shoe at a building? What is he gonna do? The fuck is like some goat herder in Afghanistan gonna do to America? Not the same. It's a little different to compare a world war that was state on state violence to the urban warfare that is disproportionate retaliation for the most part, and also extended for material gain, so that we can have our military-industrial complex keep running over.
You love your father, the devil.
9/11-2 electric throne shoe. Yeah, exactly.
Find it, I know.
When you're in a war zone, and as you know, you've got that constant stress above your head of...
What do you think a proportional response to an attack on your country? Depends on what kind of fucking attack we're talking about, dude. Let me tell you what's not proportional. 15 of the 17 fucking attackers being from one country, that country being our greatest ally, does not mean we can go to every other fucking country in the Middle East and destroy them, displacing hundreds of fucking millions of people and directly killing millions. It doesn't work that way. While literally doing the bidding of that one country where all the nationals are from that did 9/11. It seems kind of fucked up. Okay, directly killed only hundreds of thousands, millions by way of sanctions, okay?
What's next, and you're constantly on high alert and you're constantly irate. It only takes one person to look at you and you're ready to fight straight away. Hence why when soldiers come back home, someone looks at you the wrong way, you're already in fight mode. It's been 12 years, I'm still in fight mode now. I don't think I'll ever change that.
If you're fighting a war, it's them or us, so to speak. And that's my way of thinking. Yeah. And so let it be.
That's it. But when I was out there, it was my lads. My lads are coming home, no matter what. I don't care who you are, my lads are coming home.
Have you ever lost a member of your company?
Yeah, I want to answer it, but I don't at the same time, because we've lost quite a lot of lads from our battalion, of our regiment. I say regiment because it's 1 RGJ and 2 RGJ. Today is the 10th anniversary for a lad we lost called Paul McAleese. He was my screw. We lost him 10 years today.
Thank you, Don Kemney.
We've lost quite a lot, yeah. I think I'll leave it there. Like, don't want to go too much into it.
You don't love the spirit of justice.
Have you ever suffered a serious injury?
I've only had a backflash from the gun, which sometimes with an Orlican, after it gets hot, thing sort of blows and you get a...
Bro, how the fuck did this guy get away from World War II unscathed? Like, I don't understand. He has such a unique take on World War II. He's just like, yeah,
you don't love
the kind that did things. It was fun for the most part, really. You know, I don't know how to swim, but I was an anti-aircraft gunner.
You love the spirit of justice. You love your father, the devil.
He was a Navy gunner. I just don't understand.
Nothing serious.
Apart from like a few broken like sprains and broken wrists and stuff like that, and a major one would be probably mentally. And this is, as you know, it's a massive epidemic that's going through the military at the moment for veterans and for still serving, is mental health.
You love your father.
13 years I've really suffered, like really suffered. But I've sort of like battered it backwards and kept moving forward, you know what I mean? I always kept moving forward. And I think with my age now, I've got to the age where it's like, well, I've got my family and all that. It's like, I've got to stay straight, you know what I mean? But it creeps back a lot. It does creep back a lot. I think having my daughter is kicking up the arse quite hard, like, you know what I mean? But I think if it didn't, I'd probably still be like that, you know what I mean? It's, but I know a lot of lads, a lot of girls, a lot of soldiers are suffering. Do you miss the forces?
Oof, that's a good question. No, I don't think I missed it. I was away about 4.5 years. I served, and I was glad to get out. And no, that's my answer to that. I don't know about yourself.
No. A lot of the lads, their issue with it, they say, oh yeah, I missed the army, I wish I'd go back. I think what it is regimented. They're regimented in such a routine where that is your life, and you do that for 3 to 7 to 22 years. Well, I left, and it was like, oh, I'm struggling here. But it was because it was the unknown. It's, I don't miss it. I miss the lads, and I miss
camaraderie.
Yeah, I miss that.
That's about the only thing you miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't get me wrong, I miss firefights, believe it or not. I miss getting into firefights. I miss weapon handling.
What the fuck?
I miss teaching it, but that can be replaced by anything. You know what I mean? If you find another...
Okay, bro, just say you missed the lads, dude. You should have just stopped right there, homie. What the fuck? I missed the fucking feeling of blood right on my face as I shot someone and it fucking flew up in the air. You know, I missed the screams. I missed the screams knocking a door down. Walking into a family of 4 with your fucking AR out in your hand. I don't know. I can't do his fucking accent, but you know what I mean. There is just something about a good gunfight the average fella just wouldn't understand. I'm fucking it up. He's from Liverpool, not Scotland. Why didn't your dad want you to join the Turkish military? Because he's a coward and very rational. He said he would disown me if I joined the Turkish military. I wanted to join it because I wanted to do the training and stuff. I thought it'd be cool.
You love
for
your
content,
father,
you know?
the devil.
Yeah, he was just straight up like, if you fucking join the military, like, I'm gonna disown your bitch ass. He's like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna fucking go and, like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna fucking go and, like, die in some fucking Turkish mountain? The fuck, are you kidding me? You know how much investment I put into you for fucking 20-something years? You think I'm just gonna throw that away? What are you, out of your fucking mind? That's what he said. I told him, like, I have a hitbox that's much smaller in my head. I said, I have a small hitbox, Pa. Pa! I got a small hitbox, Pa! Oh, yeah, it doesn't work that way in real life, by the way. I know, it's a funny meme, except, no, I just have a larger hitbox on my entire body, not a smaller hitbox on my head. So, it doesn't work that way, folks.
Another passion, another love in life, you replace it with that, you know what I mean? Is there anything you regret about your service?
Not really. Through the years, I am proud to have been a part of it. It took all my youth. If I hadn't have been there, I'd have missed quite a lot. And no, I don't regret it one bit.
I don't think I regret it because it's like I said, it's what I've gained from it. I mean, mentally, it's been mentally draining once I've got out, but at the same time, it's strengthening at the same time. So where something's suffering, someone else is strengthening. You know what I mean? So I'm becoming a better person.
Why you want to tell your story? From my point of view, it may be to help the younger generation. They don't know about your war. They don't know about my war. And by coming on this sort of thing, people watch it and they realise it's part of history. I would think so, or I hope so.
Well, with me, it's like, for 10 years after getting out, I suffered and I went into a dark place and I kept it to myself. And every time someone mentioned the military or something like that, I'd switch off and walk away. Didn't want to know. And I'm still a little bit like that now. But since this year, I've started a new project. I've been talking about my career and my story, my mental health and my fight and struggle and all that carry on. It's actually helping me. It's helping me talking about it. But more importantly, There could be someone sat in a dark room right now who hasn't left the house for 2 weeks, and they're just sat there scrolling the phone. They come across LADbible. They listen to this, they listen to me and you.
Okay, him mentioning LADbible in the midst of this is just kind of funny. It's just LADbible. You know, there's a lot out there. And he fucking browsing is on his phone and he sees LADbible and he says to myself, I got a lad like that.
And they go, I've been through that. I've seen this, or that's worse for me, or that's not as worse for me. And if they stand up and they walk out the front door and they give it a go, then we save one, then it is worth it. So that's why I talk about my story now. And
well, I wouldn't have known your story if I hadn't have listened to it here, would I? I've learned a lot from you, and I hope our little talk today has helped in that way.
I think it will. Not just the younger generation. I think the eldest as well. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
Bro, old people love that fucking strong ass grip. They just grab your hand and you don't even know where that fucking came from, and they just grab it real hard. And you're like, what the fuck, man? What are you doing? You're going to squeeze my fucking hand. You're going to break it. That's what I think of when I think of Joe Biden touching people.